Hey there, this is Matt once again, as I'm getting set up here. Welcome back to another video. This is another request, this time from BuckCity, who sent in a very generous request for me to do a commentary on The Irishman. The reason it being so generous is because I'm sitting there going, dude, this is 3.5 hours long. But he was very generous. I'm sorry it took this much time to get to it, but had to set enough without hopefully any interruptions. I've never seen the film, I've heard of it. I do like Martin Scorsese, director, but a 3.5 hour film just is not an enticing proposition for me. But I do like Goodfellas, I do like Casino, some of them are pretty lengthy. After Hours, Taxi Driver, Wolf of Wall Street. But yeah, I've never seen this, so there's not going to be a lot of commentary about, oh, I remember when. It's my first time. And for those who want to request any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. As I get this set up, again, sorry about that. Alright, I'm paused at the beginning. 3, 2, 1. Thanks once again, BuckCity. Press play. Netflix. Forgot Netflix released this. Tribeca Productions. I don't know anything about the backstory of the film. Nor do I really care. I'm just into watching the film. Okay, with some old classic 50s music, doo-wop music, and we're pushing into some kind of facility. Of the night, I'll love you. Time. I recognize this song. But I think this is about Jimmy Hoffa and other stuff, and Robert De Niro here coming up. I would assume he's coming up. This looks like a retirement home. So there's a Robert De Niro, and we see sort of his retelling of how he was back in the day. Yeah, so it's definitely a retirement home of sort. Pretty extravagant one too. Got the, there we go. There's De Niro. He seems really happy. He's a working guy. Got the Coke bottle glasses too. So it goes from narration to him speaking it out loud. Okay, interesting. Damn. The wedding of their daughter, Bufalino and Ritter. I just kind of like when Ray Liotta was talking to the audience in Goodfellas. Now you have De Niro doing it. So you're going to drive someone to the wedding. Who's the guy that got killed? Who's the guy that got shot? So now he's planning a trip. Going to, oh, right to Detroit. The home of RoboCop. And Axel Foley. Oh, that's Joe Pesci. Interesting to see much older De Niro and Joe Pesci, since you think of the films he did in the 90s, like Goodfellas and Casino. And Joe Pesci, I mean, he's pretty much retired. I think this is like the only film he did out of retirement. I guess it's Martin Scorsese, and it's, you know, Robert De Niro. That's interesting. You got some text. I heard you paint houses. It's a weird choice to have just white text on the screen. Unless it's like chapters of a book. This is like the paint houses chapter. Well, she got her wish to smoke outside. There you go. What we call a smoke break. So looking at old Tetsuko and Stutties. Ah, okay, now we're on flashback. And wow, the CG look on Robert De Niro to show that he's younger. Yeah, I don't know about that. He's like Tom Hanks in the Polar Express. Okay, as a flashback to them stopping at the same spot. Of course, much more spruced up Tetsuko and Stutties, away from the wear and tear. Kudos to those establishments for staying open for this many years. I mean, Robert De Niro, he looks like he's dressed up like the guy in Hogan's Heroes. Hogan! Or Greg Kinnear played that actor in Autofocus and all the backstory about the lead actor in that show. I saw nothing. I was who did you? And then, so this is how he first met Joe Pesci, huh? Unless this is. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I guess this is how they met. Interesting. The younger Joe Pesci doesn't look that bad. Like Joe Pesci, he doesn't look that bad, the younger version. But De Niro, it's like, I don't know how to put it. It's like Jello been molded, flesh colored Jello been molded to. Right, I've seen much worse, to be fair, but Just something off about it. So he's delivering the meat. Friendly lounge, okay. That's how you do it? You cut chicken's nuts with a scalpel? Interesting, using a scalpel, not a butcher knife or anything, but not a meat cleaver, I mean, but a scalpel. So you don't shave the chicken or cut it? I tell you, Robert De Niro does look like the type of guy that'd be in a Nazi, internment camp, in this funny sitcom about trying to get the POWs out of prison, and the Nazis like, hold on. So he's offered to deliver steak to this guy. So he started in humble beginnings, just delivering steak. What the hell is that he put in his wrist? Okay, so it's like a zip tie thing. Alright, interesting. So I just know padlock tees, just the strip. Okay. Not sure why it had to be a strip tie, why it couldn't be like a padlock and tee, but okay. Moving on to meat. Reminds me of the ending of Road Games with Stacy Keach, where he's delivering meat. Yes, I may be a guy who drives trucks, but does that make me a truck driver? But at the end of Road Games, he's delivered the meat, and there's a serial killer that he stopped, and they always wondered, like, what happened to the other piece of his body? And then it goes, like, camera pans down, kind of that type of area that Robert De Niro was in. But I think it was actually the back of the truck, actually, that was similar to that. And then, like, a body part falls down for shock value at the end. So now there's nothing in the truck. Because he gave it to the bad guys, but his job is like, well, where's the meat? I don't know. I guess they screwed up. Nowadays, you would get immediately fired from that. You get immediately fired. Is that who I think it? Oh shit, Ray Romano. Wow. Wow, Ray Romano. he's man, it's been a while since I've seen Ray Romano in a movie. Well, actually, not technically. The last time I saw him was, well, no, it was an episode, Everybody Loves Raymond, that someone requested. I enjoyed it. I would like to watch more of that show. I would. I would like to see more of that show. At least like the first season or so. But he had this likable quality to him. I could see why the show became popular. Here he's playing an attorney at law, questioning about the missing meat and what was going on here. I mean, Ray Romano didn't get to do a whole lot of movies, unless you count the voice work in the Ice Age films. He was in this one called Grilled with Kevin James. I forget what it was. He was a supporting role in this film. It was about a funeral. But he didn't really star in many movies because he did one called Welcome to Mooseport with Gene Hackman. It was a big bomb. And it's kind of like his swing at being a leading man. It missed. Maybe he felt like, I don't want to take another shot. I don't want to take another chance. I don't want to go through that ridicule. I don't want to go through that headache. Or maybe some people didn't want to give him a chance. Like, well, he's a TV star. But I guess it wasn't that great of a movie, though. But I wouldn't blame Ray Romano. I think if you took the same script and you put... Hell, even Jim Carrey, I don't think it would have worked. So I think it was more the script that hurt him, not the... But that's cool they got Ray Romano. That's cool. Like I said, I enjoy the few bits I've seen of his TV show I enjoyed. So, let's say it was given opportunity by Scorsese. And he gets to work with Robert De Niro, he gets to work with Joe Pesci here. And he's doing fine. He's doing fine in the movie. Ah, and Harvey Keitel. Well, there you go. I'm trying to think, was Harvey Keitel in Mean Streets with Robert De Niro? I know he was in Taxi Driver. Yeah, he was in Mean Streets with Robert De Niro. That's what I thought. So wow, it's like a Mean Streets and a... I would say a Goodfellas reunion, but sadly there's no Ray Liotta. I have to think if you like Ray Liotta, it's like, well, to feel left out. But I mean, I guess those, Pesci and De Niro were in Casino as well, but... I'm sure he's like, well, damn. I mean, it's too bad, though. Ray Liotta could have done at least a small part. But I'm looking through Scorsese's filmography. Mean Streets, I don't remember much. Taxi Driver, I remember liking. Raging Bull, I could never get into. I just prefer Rocky and most of its sequels. I know the lead character is supposed to be unlikable, but he was unlikable to the point that I was not interested in the story. I did like After Hours. That's an interesting one. Just a guy having one crazy night. It was fun to see people like Cheech and Chong in there. John Hurd. Last Temptation of Christ was a intriguing, different take on Jesus. A Jesus who had doubts, was unsure. Well played by Willem Dafoe. Goodfellas, probably my favorite film of his. Don't Mind Cape Fear. Remember liking Casino. Bringing Out the Dead. maybe his most underrated. I would say he's Bring Out the Dead with Nicolas Cage, John Goodman, Ving Rhames, Tom Sizemore, about these ambulance drivers. Never really cared to see The Gangs of New York or The Aviator. Those stories just don't intrigue me. The Departed, I didn't mind. Did not like Shutter Island because I thought the twist was predictable and lackluster, and I actually would prefer that film if it had no twist. Wolf of Wall Street is one of my favorites of his. I thought that was a very funny movie. Has a It's a long, lengthy film, but had a great energy to it. I know he did Killers of the Flower Moon, which I know that's a very long movie too. So we get to see a bit of De Niro in the war, a bit of a flashback. Well, at least he double tapped. So let me read some info on here. Truck driver becomes hitman involved with mobster Joe Pesci and his crime family before later working for the powerful Teamster Jimmy Hoffa, Al Pacino. The knife collaboration between Scorsese and De Niro. And Scorsese's first with Al Pacino. It was in years of developmental hell. De-aging digital effects that make De Niro, Pacino, and Pesci appear younger. It received widespread critical acclaim. Best film of 2019 by the National Board of Review and one of the top 10 films of the year by the American Film Institute. It was nominated for 10 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. So just other people are going to pop up. Jim Norton as Don Rickles. Paul Ben-Victor, which I remember from the 2000s Three Stooges film as Moe. Per the budget was between 159 million to 250 million. Jesus. I don't know if they made that back. It is at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Poignant, funny, and profound effect. The DH is distracting at first, but the special effects are hardly a deal breaker, and in the end, they probably add to the movie's mythological vibe. Well, that sounds like a party. Sounds like a wonderful party. All roads led back to us, so you think. When you don't have it, you still have the fucking money. Don't give me the trouble tribulations of not having the fucking money. What you doing with that hat? Stole from Joe Pesci from Home Alone? Take that fucking hat off, De Niro. So it's nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor Pacino, Best Supporting Actor Joe Pesci, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Production Design, Best Cinematography, Costume Design, Film Editing, Visual Effects, but it didn't win any. So. Okay. He's like, I don't want to get in the car with you now. But I mean, Wikipedia is talking about some people feel this is like one of the greatest films of the 21st century. It's such a pinnacle of filmmaking. I mean, it's not bad so far. Yes, it's not bad so far, but it's just, reminiscent of just Goodfellas, Casino, that type of stuff. It's kind of, does feel like Scorsese's retreading familiar ground. Got right in the headlock. Get the hell out of here. Who's this guy? Almost looks like Ronald Reagan in the background there at the bar. So now De Niro's just doing odd jobs for the mob, so to speak. Uh-oh. You shoved Robert De Niro's daughter? Uh-oh. You don't piss off Robert De Niro, you don't shove one of his kids. It's your ass, Mr. Grocery Man. I'm glad I'm not that guy. You know, burn his face off. Or pluck his eyeballs out of his... Ooh, there you go. Yep. That's kind of nice. It's all done in a wide shot in one take. Yeah, the guy just fell through the glass door. De Niro just kicking the shit out of him. Ooh, right on his hand. British curb stop his hand. Go step on it again. Make him think twice of shoving a kid, I'll say that. I mean, don't shove Robert De Niro's kid. De Niro is a great actor. I don't really agree with a lot of his political views and all that stuff, but whatever. I try to follow a lot less of the political junket of these actors because, my God, they drive you crazy if you do. Would drive you crazy if you do. It is one of those things that's it's not that confusing, but it's like, okay, now he's got a wife, now he's got a daughter, now he's got another daughter, and you're like, well, wait, when did he meet this girl, and how did they fall in love, and uh, how do we skip the birth of the first daughter? Because she's, I don't know, 15. I guess for them it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, there are times you look at De Niro and it just tells something's off. It's a valiant attempt, I'll say that. It is a valiant attempt. I'm guessing that's where all the budget went to, why it was such a high budget, because each scene you have to showcase that. So now it's about closing Lennon. So the Cadillac Lancers, they want it bombed, burned to the ground, hell and high water. I would be like, no, I'm not going to do this. I would give the money back. Well, I wouldn't do it in the first place, but if I'm in this guy's position, I wouldn't do it in the first place. I'd be like, or talk to Joe Pesci and go, because he'd have no reason to give you the rest of the money. Damn, the other daughter's that big? That old? So that's for me, like 1 second, she's like a baby, and now she's what, 8? Damn. That's why he's a bit, like, this whole jumping around the timeline. So this is a place you try to burn down. She want to be tasting the joint in the daytime where everybody could look at your car and describe the car? Well, there's a suspicious car just stalking around. Guy was staring at us. His is, make and model the car. It's a very clean alleyway. So there's the alarm. Yeah. I mean, that's seen in a lot of movies when they suck up with the hose in order to get the gas and put it in a gas can. I can't imagine just the instant that gasoline hits your mouth. Like, people spit it out, but then they act like it's nothing. I would think it would be this kind of burn and awful aftertaste and this burn in your mouth that would be affecting you quite a bit. So he's got this deal to work out, but see what this is about now. He's got a meeting with some other one. Sorry if you heard that's my stomach, but don't wait to eat till after this. Yeah, apologies to BuckCity it took so long to get to this. Okay, so he's Harvey Keitel's who he's beating. Nice looking restaurant. Low light, moody. At least he was honest. At least he was honest. He didn't lie. Now they're asking. Now they're asking who. So he owns a part of the linen service. He won't need the money back. I just give it back. No, he won't need it. So. Hmm. So it seems like without Joe Pesci, De Niro would be sleeping with the fishes too. That's why I said you don't take it. Don't take that money. They're in a value of deep shit. Is he given the job to kill this guy? Ooh. Damn, the quickness of it. Yeah, you see all the guns at the bottom of the ocean there, the sea there. Now he's just a hitman, so that's how he became a hitman. So is he still driving meat trucks, or is he doing other stuff for payment? Field tested blown up by a nail bomb under his porch, 1981. Damn. Shot 3 times in an alley, 1980. A nail bomb? And damn. I guess when you're in this life of violence, it's going to end violently sooner or later. But I guess not, because or some of them do YouTube videos. What's that guy? I can't believe I forgot his name. Who's the guy on YouTube that does the? I forgot who the hell that was. But yeah, there's a lot of people that, which you think, you're pretty much admitting that you did crimes by, yes, statute limitations. I don't know. Yeah, we did this, we did this, we did this. I'm like, again, how is it? I forget who the guys are on YouTube, but like, no one's worried that someone's going to try to come and kill you, and you're talking too much, you're a stool pigeon, or you're not worried that in a way you try to confess in crimes and you could be now it's considered cute that they do. I'm like, so strange. I just think about, you never hear about the mob today in today's age. You never hear about it anymore. Only back then. Yeah. I was wondering, that's the stuff going on in the background. So we're back to the older version of these guys on their trip with their spouses. Now we're back to the younger De Niro. I'm sure the daughters, when they grow up, they're not going to want anything to do with De Niro's character. I'm sure that'll be a topic at one point. Like I said, the age of Joe Pesci, I think, looks the best so far. De Niro looks funky from time to time. Pesci, Doesn't look that bad, really. Like, just Joe Pesci kind of looks like the Pesci that would be in, like, Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag, or, that era Pesci. Because Joe Pesci is another actor I've enjoyed throughout the years. Yes, my introduction to him was Home Alone and Home Alone 2, but My Cousin Vinny, I thought was fairly funny. Everything that guy said was bullshit. Thank you. I thought that was pretty funny. Never saw The Public Eye. The Super I remember enjoying. That doesn't have a Blu-ray, and the DVD's out of print. Although I think I have a DVD of it, and it still hasn't been opened. Funny enough, it still has not been opened. Which is, I guess, I bought the movie, but I didn't bother to open it. I was so busy with other stuff. And now that it's, I don't know. Maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll sell it. May have to look into that. This D. I just don't know if anyone would buy it, but it's like, okay. Have to look into it. But yeah, the Super. Mentioned the Home Alone films. Of course, Lethal Weapon. Actually, I tell you, Lethal Weapon 2 is probably the first time I saw Joe Pesci. Lethal Weapon 2 and Lethal Weapon 3. That or Home Alone. But I love his character in the Lethal Weapon films. Leo Getz. Just whatever you need, Leo Getz. They fucked you at the drive-you. First they charge you, and then they fuck you. But he did a good job in Lethal Weapon 2. Definitely made an impression. I think that really opened up doors. Because as after that, it's like Goodfellas, Casino, Home Alone 2. Like if starring roles like the Super and My Cousin Vinny, that definitely helped. But Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag, I remember not minding. I liked Gone Fishing with him and Danny Glover because I thought the two actors did. They had a nice rapport with each other. They were like big kids having fun. But it's nice to see Pesci and Danny Glover team up on something that wasn't Lethal Weapon. But in later years, he did a lot less work. Like he was in Lethal Weapon 4. Oh, yeah, Al Pacino as Jimmy Hoffa. I heard you paint houses. So we're about 46 minutes in, and we get an appearance of Al Pacino here. Yeah, that's true. If people think of Hoffa, they just think of his disappearance, but he was a big deal back in the day. The younger Pacino doesn't look that bad either. He looks a bit as kind of the era of the Devil's Advocate. Maybe a little bit before that was Scent of a Woman. Actually, probably like that. What was that one movie? City Hall with John Cusack, like that era, like mid '90s. Yeah, the head of the Teamsters, which there's been a few movies about the Teamsters. There's that Sylvester Stallone film called Fist. And there's been movies about Hoffa. There's one with Jack Nicholson, and I think Danny DeVito was in that. And it was called Hoffa. Russian and Turkish baths. Never been to one. We gotta sign these drivers up so the other people don't get in their union. Did you say most of these drivers are lesbians? What the? And we got the whole series of taxis. Oh, we're gonna dump them all. Oh, I like that in the background. You see the other taxis that are already in the water, and the top popping up like a rubber ducky in a bathtub. Well, I guess you have no cars, you have no taxi business. Hmm. Well, they don't blow up all these cars? Yep. Answer my question. So yeah, Hoffa was a 1992 film directed by Danny DeVito. They had Jack Nicholson, Armando Sante, J.T. Walsh. And that's the thing with Hoffa is no one ever found out what happened to his body. Excuse me. Sometimes in like a scene like this, you see a bit more of the De Niro, Pacino, the agings. I mean, you just see him. There's something off, but I can't put my finger on it. So we never got the first scene with De Niro and Pacino. De Niro and Pacino in the same scene, which was it was great to see that in Heat. I would still say that's my favorite collaboration between the two of them. Although I'd say this is much better than Righteous Teal. Because Righteous Teal was awful. But look up trivia here. Apparently the house that appears at the beginning of the film is the same house that appears in Goodfellas. Joe Pesci refused multiple times to come out of retirement in order to appear in the film. Al Pacino said that to him, the process of filming The Irishman was how I felt filming movies in the 1970s. I guess Scorsese had offered Pacino the role Jack Nicholson had in The Departed, but Pacino turned it down. Scorsese could not get a Hollywood studio to back his epic mob movie, so Netflix stepped in. It's just your light magic did the de-aging of the actors. Pacino says there would be computers on the camera size during production to track and file the cast. Pacino said that he'd be playing Hoffa at different ages, 39, 48, so when told that his performance was to be at that age, he'd refer to a memory around that time and try to physically and mentally perform if he were that age. It took 106 days to film. Let's see Ray Romano again. Damn. That's a lot of money. Alan Dorfman shot 8 times in the head in Chicago parking lot. Damn. You think the first or second would be enough, but 8 times in the head? So Parted Girls in the background there. Never heard of that movie. Damn fucking beehive hair hairstyle in here, man. Like they're gonna be set for Conehead. The graveyard. I'm sure a lot of these people. I feel that will be the last time we see a graveyard in this movie. They use the names of the people in the graveyards to help get people hired and elected. Because back then they didn't have computers and that type of stuff to see if these things are legitimate. That one guy who's in the middle, I swear he looks familiar on the other side where Pacino was talking. I don't know where from. Oh, we have Robert Kennedy here. Just completely pissed off at the Kennedys. There you go. Netflix's financial backing of this project had some serious side effects with regards to its theatrical release. Due to Netflix's demands that the film be available on home streaming 30 days after theatrical release, almost all the major cinema chains were unwilling to show it, as this breaks the minimum 90-day theater to home viewing gentleman's agreement that the cinema chains and distributors have been working for years. While the big chains have previously stuffed certain films for various reasons that thus seriously hurt their box office potential, this is probably the most high-profile and critically lauded film to which this has happened. Mickey Rourke claims Scorsese wanted him to appear in the movie, but that Robert De Niro refused to work with him as a result of a feud between himself and Rourke that stretched back to Angel Heart. The producers and casting director said that Rourke was mistaken and that he was never attached to the film. Mickey Rourke was never asked to be in The Irishman, nor was ever even thought of, discussed, or considered to be in the movie. She's given a little bit of money and she doesn't say thank you to that. I'll be more thankful for the money than the ice skates. Fuck the ice skates, give me the money. I'll be thank you. I'll be ice skates, thank you. Money, thank you. Scorsese says, I admit that there are, Goodfellas Casino have a certain style that I crave for them. It's on the page that the script actually... Putting Goodfellas together was almost like an afterthought. The style of the picture, the cuts, the freeze frames, all this was planned way in advance, but here it's a little different. The people are also older. It's certainly more about looking back, a retrospective, so to speak. It's always great to hear Pacino yelling and screaming. He's one of the best at it. He's breaking down like he can't even spit it out. The film was shot primarily on 35mm film. So the mob got the so they made it sound like they wanted the Tennys to be elected, and Al Pacino was like, well, "Why the hell did they elect them?" So they wanted to get rid of Cat. That I mean, there you go. That's a movie. A bunch of mob guys travel to Cuba to kill Fidel Castro and do like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood Tarantino, where they succeed. And it changes history. The only thing stopping you is just decide not to do it. You can do it, just people won't do it. I wish more movies did that on the site. I wish more movies did that where they're like, screw it, we don't want to change history because it's a film. And the what if. Then what if the Charles Manson's family didn't kill that girl and her friends and such? What if, a stuntman and actor killed them with flamethrowers and beat the shit out of them? And so Ray Liotta expressed interest in playing a role in the movie. It's too bad may he rest in peace, that he didn't get a chance to do it. I don't know what the reason being. Joe Pesci's first film appearance on screen since Love Ranch in 2010. Scorsese wanted the film's look to resemble a memory and a home movie, but without the shakiness and the grain of an 8mm camera. Yeah, I don't do shit about your ears. Don't worry about your ears. Didn't even notice your ears until you mentioned it. Damn Fidel Castro. Harvard law professor Jack Goldsmith, the stepson of Chetty O'Brien, played by J.C. Plemons, wrote a book titled In Hoffa's Shadow that appeared around the time of the film's release. Goldsmith is scathing about the reliability of Charlie Brandt's book, which the film uses as source material, knowing how many contradictory versions of Jimmy Hoffa's death Frank Sheeran told towards the end of his life. They're never going to forget that deep money the Nixon. Joseph P. Kennedy Sr. died in 1969 after a long illness. This is constant reference to the daughter seeing these things is to lead up to, I'm sure, her not wanting anything to do with the dad later in life. Being given money at Christmas, seeing her dad pack up and leave in the middle of the night. Do enough of that stuff, it adds up. Just adds up. Yeah, I mean, the whole movie does have a color filter. I mean, whatever you want to put it. The scene like they try to be a movie back to the day, kind of when movies started first getting the color. To reminisce of the time this takes place in. Yeah. Can't really blame him for applauding. We got Al Pacino as your front man, your speaker. Al Pacino, I would say, is one of my favorite actors. Probably in the top 10, at least. I mean, throughout the years from And Justice for All, that's a very good courtroom drama, and there's some humor, and there's some sadness, and there's some thrills. If you remember back to the day when people go, "You're out of order, you're out of order, this whole court's out of order," that was from that film. That's a very good movie. Justice for All. Heat, I mentioned, with him and De Niro. Starface, I love. I adore Starface. Even the Devil's Advocate as Satan, he's great. He's an absentee landlord. Let's see what else. Any Given Sunday. Worked with Oliver Stone. That's one of my favorites of Pacino's. Hell of a cast. You got Jamie Foxx, Dennis Quaid, James Woods, Aaron Eckhart. You have a crazy cast when you look into that movie. So you have another guy popular in the Teamster circuit, okay. For a second, I thought I was going to talk like Howard Cosell, and that's the news, or Walter Cronkite. Oh shit! Is that what I think of this guy here being strangled? Salvatore Selli was shot 3 times in the face. So the guy doing the strangling, he got killed too. Damn. Damn, damn tree shredder, Jesus. It is a tough thing though. Like even though you have the de-aging, you still got the voices, you still got their bodies, and they can only move so fast and so quick and such. So is it old guys in these younger digital suits? And pretty much. This whole scene, De Niro's tail just looks pissed and annoyed. He just like... De Niro just looks pissed and annoyed, like... And we got like 2 hours left. I'm trying to think of stuff to say. I apologize. Like, did this film need to be 3.5 hours long? I'm just saying that, you know, I'm sure I'll be playing that a lot throughout. Damn, does this film need to be 3.5 hours long? Got 2 hours left of the movie. Not even halfway through. Yeah, I'm not even halfway through, for crying out loud. I would say Casino Goodfellas, it felt like the pacing was a bit more snappy, where you didn't really feel the running time. I definitely think you feel a bit more here, to the point you take breaks. Because I would say it's a bit slower pace compared to those two films. Maybe it helps that those are younger actors, so you have this bit of a jubilant walk in their step and energy. While here, even though it's supposed to be some younger, they're still a bit older and a bit slower in their mannerisms and their walk in their step. So now De Niro's the president of the local union there. And now we're back to the older ones taking this trip. Again, this one guy that's like in the middle, I swear I've seen him in other stuff. I cannot put my finger on it though as to what it was. Damn. So a guy just tried to kill Jimmy Hoffa, but either the gun wasn't... He did, the gun was... The gun didn't work. Damn. It's a good question. How did the gun get in there? Try to see if I can find who that guy is. Who's, I guess he's the son of Jimmy Hoffa in this, so. Definitely an angry woman, yep, I agree. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta look in to see who the hell this guy is. Why can't I find him on here? De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, Keitel. I didn't realize that one girl was Anna Paquin. Of course, she was in X-Men as Road and a bunch of other stuff. Walker White, that's a lady, so that's not him. I don't know why I cannot find this guy. Why the hell can I find this fucking guy? Or he plays the stepson. Interesting. Stepson of the Irishman character speaks out against Netflix movie. Chucky O'Brien. Jesse Plemons. Oh, it's not the actor, it's the stepson of the character he plays. Saying okay, now we got the JFK assassination. Oh, yeah, Jesse Plemons is the actor I was thinking of. Definitely a sobering moment for everybody. The JFK assassination, just the constant abundance of conspiracies and such later on in life. A movie I did enjoy that dealt with that was JFK by Oliver Stone. That's a really good movie. So Jesse Plemons, he was in Observer Report, the 2011 film Paul. Jungle Cruise. But I remember some of those films. I don't know what I saw him in that made me seem so familiar with him. But yeah, just the magnitude of that death shook the nation, very much so, the JFK. And these guys are gun-ho getting Hoffa there. I like that no warning shots, prisoners on board. There's no warning shots, don't fuck around. You do, you dead. So Fix is more easygoing to, yeah, you do anything you want. He's more of just a puppet, pliable, while Jimmy Hoffa is a bit more stern. And the mob don't want someone stern. They want someone that just, you do what we say, you do what we want. If you don't, get out of the way. Oh shit. Well, I guess if it's shot up to hell, what else is he going to do with that car? Well, I mean, it's hell of a warning. I guess I would be listening too if that happened. Shoot up your car, almost blow your brains out. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more open-minded, just a little bit. A warrant for my arrest? No, fuck that shit. Anthony, well liked by all, died of natural causes. 2001. Wow, natural causes. Well, there you go. Must be nice being that powerful to get this bit of ice cream in prison. Damn. So the guy's pissed, like, wait a minute, Hoffa. I went to prison, my pension's forfeit, but yours isn't? Damn. So apparently, I don't know if it's true, what he threw that ice cream, that was, Pacino didn't see that coming. He told the director and such, but he wanted a surprise. So he did it, so that reaction from Pacino was real. And then Pacino was like, wow, good job, man. Good job making me surprised. Good job. That's why I wasn't saying anything, because nice intense argument between that. Anytime I think of this song, I always think of La Bamba. And the way it was used, La Bamba. Richie! It's just there's so many characters being worked around and brought in that's kind of hard to follow. Like, who's that guy? And who's this guy? Right, they are explained, to be fair, if you pay attention. But yeah, my opening statement, take your fucking sunglasses off. You know what, honestly, this may sound strange. Andrew Dice Clay would have been a great addition in this film. His mannerisms, the way he talks, that would have been a great choice. That would have been a great pairing. Andrew Dice Clay and Martin Scorsese. That New Yorker vibe to him. I think that would have been a great pairing. I really do. And he was good in, what was it, Stars Born, among other ones. Ooh, nice headshot. Damn. Ooh, right in the neck, too. All done in slow-mo. Man, they took that guy down big time. Italian American Civil Rights League. Oh, this is Jim Norton from Opie and Anthony. He's playing Don Rickles. Sorry, I was listening to Jim Norton. That must have been a big surprise to get into a Scorsese movie. Very nice. Yeah. Didn't do too bad of a job. Okay, idea, your brothers, your brothers, your brothers. You say brothers, 8 more brothers times more than Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, brother. Doesn't work for me, brother. I respect the credibility of the cast and Scorsese, and I would not say this is not a bad film. Not a bad film at all. It's just I don't think it's as engaging as his other work, like Casino and Goodfellas. And I really feel the running time. I'm halfway through the film, and it's felt like it's been 3 hours. I was talking about the difference between these guns. Uh-oh, Pepsi. You know something's in trouble when Pepsi's around. Pepsi signed Till They Die on Madam Web. So you know Pepsi's dangerous. Which is fine. I always hated Pepsi. Unless it's Crystal Pepsi, but if it's not Crystal Pepsi, then screw it. Now this is reminiscent of Goodfellas, going into establishment and going back and forth. This is definitely reminiscent of Goodfellas here. There's a beam of light on that table as if it's destiny or fate or something. That guy almost was like John Ratzenberger from Cheers. Where everybody knows your name. Umberto's Clam House. Here, get some clam chowder. Innuendo for going down on the lady. Oh shit. Damn. Holy shit. Right in the back too. Well, it took care of that bit of business. You would think some of them would have seen his face and be like, I recognize that face. So no more throwing him off a bridge now. Doing it right here. That's Anna Paquin. Right? That's Anna Paquin? Yeah, I think that's Anna Paquin. Yeah. From Road from X-Men. Is this the first time she's appeared? That's why I didn't really notice her before. I don't know. Blanking out, sorry. My mind's not as strong as it used to be. Getting older. Getting older and creakier. I will say all this differing of the timeline is a bit disorienting. Now we're back here when they're still on their trip. Then we're going back to disorienting a little bit. So now Jimmy Hoffa's get out of jail. Okay, so it's been 4 years he served. Okay. Yeah, but being away for 4 years, I'm sure things have very, very much changed. Chili dogs and hot dogs steamed in beer. Oh, it's a bit different. Was ever a chili dog guy though? It's been forever since I've had a hot dog. Now I think about it, forever. But even if I did, I would not want a chili dog. No, it is. Not a fan of the chili. Never liked it. Just give me a regular hot dog. Yeah, just sit down and enjoy your chili dog. Come on. Uh, they made reference that he hates when people are late, so he's mentioned how he hates when people are late. So this is definitely not a bad place to have all to yourself, be empty. Damn, Canadian Dry. Canada Dry. Never had Canada Dry, so don't know what the taste of that would be. Definitely two different personalities here. Just this little argument of outfits. Pacino's like, you gotta be on time, you gotta wear a suit. This guy's much more free flowing, much more easygoing, it seems. Less strict. Yeah, this beat's going really well. Tell that Pacino's just picking for a fight. Which this kind of behavior is probably going to lead to his downfall later on. The way he behaves like this. And to realize that nobody's above the mob. Most of them are 6 feet under. Oh yeah, this guy was the pension guy. That's right. The pension guy from before. That's right. Yep, this is the same guy. The you people just completely elevates his brain. So yeah, I didn't put two and two together, but yeah, this is the same guy who beat the shit out of Pacino in prison. Yeah, I mean, you definitely lost in that fight, Pacino. And that meeting went well. I'll apologize. When I teed up your granddaughter and rip your fucking guts out. Like, damn. No wonder, and then, yeah. I mean, for those who are, I would assume you're watching along, but for those who aren't, De Niro is introduced as Jimmy Hoffa, head of the Teamsters, financial ties with the crime family. He's dealing with rising Teamster Tony Pro and the federal government. Becomes close with De Niro. De Niro becomes his chief bodyguard. After John F. Kennedy is elected, Hoffa is mad. Eventually, he's arrested, convicted in 1964 for jury tampering. In prison, his replacement is Frankie Fitzsimmons. Misuses the union's pension fund and gives interest-free loans to the mafia. And then Tony Pro, Hoffa refuses to help restore his forfeited pension. So, fellow rising Teamster Tony Pro, as well as the new Teamster president Fitzsimmons, he's pissed off at all of them. His growing disrespect for other Teamster leaders, and his intention to separate the union from the mafia begin to worry the others. Heads of the crime families are displeased with Hoffa's behavior. But he claims that what he knows makes him untouchable, for if anything ever happened to him, they would all end up in prison. Let's have a message blowing up the damn boat. There you go. Just blowing each other's property up. Goddamn. So now we got this back and forth. Blew up his friend's boat. Blew up someone's car. Jimmy Hoffa's wife gets fired. Oh, I like that. This is a good scene. I like the way that was done. Hoffa's wife, she's unsure, turn the key, and she turns it. We see a shot of another car blowing up, but she's not blown up. She's relieved. Storytelling without over-explaining, without dialogue, all told visually. You see her fear, hesitancy. The explosions, like what she thinks is going to happen, realizes she's still here. I do like that little scene there. All told visually without dialogue. That was definitely noticeable. So meet the press. So Jimmy Hoffa just keeps ruffling feathers and too proud to submit. Just too proud to submit. And now these guys are getting more and more mad about this. Tell them they should shut up. Well, after 4 years in prison, the power's definitely shifted, and now there's on a bunch of stumbling blocks, and they're falling in more of the pit of despair. Yeah, so now this whole back and forth with stuff, it just this kind of ongoing thing. We all know it doesn't end well for this for Hoffa there. It's not going well for him. I would say this part I'm enjoying more because now we're not going like everywhere, all over the place. Now we're kind of centered on this ongoing shift and this building up to where we know what's going, not going to end well, and we see that process of why and how it's leading up to that. A little bit more intimate. I'll be honest, Al Pacino's kind of stealing the show here for me. Robert De Niro is fine, but I definitely am more interested in Pacino's take on Hoffa more so than anything. I guess that's why maybe he was nominated and De Niro wasn't. The Lad Casino Theater. All right. Frank Sheeran Appreciation Night. We haven't even looked too much into his daughters or his family, his wives or such. Roofers Union shot 6 times in the head in his kitchen. Damn. Even he didn't make it out. But then they just consistently show just how violent it all ends for these guys in this business. It does except that one guy, natural causes. So now they're doing this speech during the appreciation night. This one guy telling jokes about the steak and stuff. That one guy looks like Penguin. Chop that cigar. Ready for to pull out a damn umbrella and fly away. So now Hoffa's holding up people's loans. It's kind of, I mean, it does make Hoffa seem pretty stupid though, in retrospect, that what did he expect would happen? I mean, I guess he'll make the threat of, well, if I disappear or anything, you guys are gonna be found out. Y'all don't go to jail. But I think a lot of people, they're willing to take that risk, and they'll deal with that bridge when they get to it. A lot of hot dancers there, damn. Yeah, De Niro knows something's up. It is cool to see Al Pacino and Joe Pesci work together. This is the only time they get to do so, so it's nice to see. It's like there are certain actors you kind of wish had done a film together, like Al Pacino and Jack Nicholson. How crazy and cool would it have been to see at least one movie, one scene with Al Pacino and Jack Nicholson. The fact that never came to fruition is it's a damn shame. And I just realized that near the beginning you had that one bit of text. How you paint houses. We've never seen text at the end other than showing, well, this person's going to die later and this is how they died. Because I've thought it was like, oh, it's like a chapter, but no, we're over 2 hours and that's never appeared again. So that was a very weird. But I just that phrase because that was the name of the book is based on, and that's the first lines Pacino's character says to De Niro. So I guess to make it to the odds prevalent is an important line. Nobody threatens Hoffa. Well, that's where you're wrong, and you don't go bye-bye. And to this day, with all the decades, all the way we dug up every piece of the damn country, no one ever found the body. To this day, whether it was chopped up to pieces, or where the case may be, who knows? But that's always going to be the question. That's going to be the question forever about what happened to Hoffa's body. And what really happened that night. I'm sure they'll mention it here, but it's like, okay, is that person telling the truth? Is someone else telling the truth? Are they embellishing? Who knows? But for a second, I was going to say Jimmy Hoffa, but I was wrong. For some reason, I kept thinking of Al Capone's vault. That Geraldo had this bid deal, this bid special, where they'll open to see what's in the vault. And then they open it, and then there's nothing in there. I thought that maybe someone else knew about Al Capone's vault. They found it, and we're going to put Jimmy Hoffa's body in there. Would that be the craziest story? You open up Al Capone's vault, and they find a body, and then you find out it was Jimmy Hoffa's body. That would have been the story of the century. Well, one of the big stories. Instead, there was nothing in there. It's just complete, utter jack squat. Honestly, what they should have done is had one guy go in there and see there's something in there. They don't have to say what it is. They don't have to elaborate, but they go, yeah, there's something in there, and you guys could go in. They don't have to admit to other people that they did it, but just have one guy, some crew member, and then it'll be up to them to. The fact they didn't check on that is just crazy. Yeah, Ray Romano has a pretty big role in this. Like, even if he's not talking, decent amount of scenes where he's in the background there. But yeah, Robert De Niro, he's another actor that there's a lot of films of his that I've seen and liked throughout the years. Not everything, though. But yeah, they're definitely causing a lot of whispering troubles and things that don't end well for Hoffa. I think this is where they're pretty much making the decision that we're going to take this guy out. He's a liability. He's too much trouble for his own good. Very rare ring to give to people. And that's the ring we saw him wearing at the retirement home. Very prominent. I'm sure they don't come with a price, though. Is it the kill Hoffa? So that's the price of getting this ring. That was Harvey Keitel. Keitel Sally didn't have a whole lot to do in those. Yeah, that one scene early on where, hey, Joe Pesci stood up for you. After that, he's kind of just once in a while in the background, but not really much of anything else of note. Looking through Robert De Niro's filmography, he was in Mean Streets, The Godfather Part 2. I do like Taxi Driver. Don't remember too much of The Deer Hunter other than the Russian roulette thing. Angel Heart, I remember liking, although apparently him and Mickey Rourke did not get along. The Untouchables, where he played Al Capone. Speaking of that, I do like that one by Brian De Palma. Goodfellas, Awakenings, with Robin Williams. Backdraft. Casino, Heat. Didn't Mind the Fan. Copland, of course, with him and Stallone. Very underrated film, Copland. Love Copland. Ronin. That's one I remember liking. Meet the Parents. Got some fun from that. Showtime with him and Eddie Murphy. I thought that film wasn't that bad. I thought that was entertaining enough. City by the Sea, I thought was forgettable. 15 minutes. Wasn't huge on. Godsend was awful. Hide and Seek I thought was awful. Righteous Kill I thought was awful. Machete I thought was awful. The Killer Elite, I forgot he was even in that with Jason Statham. That was a disappointing film because the trailer May seem like one movie, but it's really a different type of movie. Grudge Match was embarrassing. Heist went direct to video. That I like the other title, Bus 657, better. With Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Dave Bautista. That's an underrated one. That's right, I forgot he was in Joker. Wait, he's in Joker? Al Pacino? Oh, Robert De Niro, duh. Sorry, I'm so looking at Al Pacino. I'm like, no, I'm looking at Robert De Niro. Yeah, of course Robert De Niro was in Joker. That's right. I remember him in that. Yeah. Like that line, he's your rabbi. Because of him, you're here. He keeps saying it's his union, and he's not willing to budge. I mean, honestly, it wasn't going to end any other way. He should have seen it coming. So either he's like, fine, if it happens, it happens. But yeah, there's no way it's going to end well, and De Niro knows it. He knows that no matter what, it's going to end poorly, and it's going to end with a lot, end with death. So now we're back to this, can't say current, but the oh, okay, so the trip was going to Al Pacino's place. Okay. Now, of course, this trip's going to be important because this is going to be when Pacino's character gets killed. So that's the importance of this trip. It's for this wedding, but it's to... Man, they really want to sell Canada Dry. Because like each time you see a bottle, it's like right here. So that the title is right there for people to see. Not like this, or not like, you know, this. It's like, make sure the towel is right there. And you see it. So, I don't know if that was product, I guess product placement. I don't know if they just got a ton of Canada Dries for free or some money. Of course, this is going to. I wonder if this is when the decision is to kill the guy. That they made this possible decision before they went on this trip. That call ain't going to be any different. But I mean, I guess you could at least say they're not rushing to him immediately killing the guy as if there's never been a history behind all of them. I remember back to the day when you had phone booths and telephones with cords on them. On one hand, it was a blessing because if you're not at home, you can't be bothered, you can't be reached, you can't be called, and there's a legitimate reason. Now, everyone has a phone everywhere, so on a good thing, it's instant gratification to contact someone, but on the flip side, I guess you always say you got bad cell service, but for the most part, it's like, well, what's the excuse? You had your phone, fucking talk to me. Ugly ass room that they left, I'll say that. Ugly ass room, in my opinion. You definitely see the struggle in his face, De Niro's face. Right, it's CG face, but I mean, you definitely tell they put some budget on it because there are moments that it does look fine enough and doesn't look too shabby. At times, and damn those old TVs where you could have snow on it. Nowadays, you don't really have snow on your TV. That would just be the blue screen or whatever the case may be. Which is fine because then you hear that, which is very irritating. It's kind of an interesting switch too because in Casino and Goodfellas, it was De Niro was kind of the guy ordering Pesci around or trying to, but now it's the flip where now Pesci is controlling the situation and De Niro is following his lead. I had to put you in this thing or you never let it happen. Pretty much if they kept him out, he would have tried to warn or do something, but now that we put you into the fire, he's either you do this or bad things going to happen, so. By the end, I do appreciate his letting it breathe. So this isn't to make it even much more of a hard decision for De Niro to do this. I can appreciate that at least. Maybe it's a bit too long to do it, but I guess better than not long enough to really show how much of a struggle this choice is. So I can appreciate that. But I'm wondering how the hell there's 55 minutes left of the movie. You would think killing Jimmy Hoffa, that would be the end of it. But apparently there's I did 55 minutes left of the movie. I mean, how? The hell? But I guess there'll be this build up into doing that, of course. I guess the aftermath, and then the credits. Yeah, I think there's at least 5 minutes of credits, maybe more. If there's at least 5 minutes of credits, that's 50 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes of final thoughts, sort of speak of the film. That's 45. Maybe 10 minutes of the aftermath of it all. That's 35. Probably that take about 5 minutes to get from here to meeting Al Pacino, or at least talked with him, things of that nature. It's like, what's Joe Pesci going to do? Stay there in the car the whole time that he's gone? I would assume he's waiting to see, make sure the plane flies, to make sure he doesn't stop and second thoughts. Do you imagine if, like, the lightning hit that plane and it crashed? And it's like, well, guess Pacino's living another day. And lo and behold, her car waiting for him. Okay, so that's the... Yeah, and notice there's no music in the background either. There's no music. Getting on the plane, this drive here, there's no music. There's no score. I have a feeling that was done on purpose to elevate the tension of it all. There's Pacino's character. Yeah, you look at De Niro's character, it's like the soul's been sucked out of him. Obviously, write it on your hand, because if you leave a note, then even if you rip it up, someone may find it. But if it's on your hand, you just wipe it off, and there you go, it never existed. It reminds me of the scene in, I think it was Goodfellas, where actually both of them where Joe Pesci gets killed, but especially Goodfellas, where kind of like Hoffa, Pesci is pissing off the wrong people. He's a liability. He goes in, sees that there's plastic on the floor, boom, shot right in the head. And then Casino, I think it was like Pesci and his buddies are in like a cornfield or something. Yeah, there's purposely no music in this. I think that was done for a reason. Just double checking to see if there's anybody else in this house, any surprises. There's the son-in-law. I said I looked through his filmography, but I've seen some of those films, but I don't remember them in, so that's why I just maybe it just remind me of someone. That one guy reminds me of like a young Richard Belzer, the guy now in the front passenger seat. It's like a young Richard Belzer. Kind of fish. The kind you eat. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't recognize what fish was anyway. I'm not a big fish guy, but for those out there, does it matter what kind of fish you get, or do they all taste the same? Like I said, I've never been. I've had fish throughout the years, always tasted bad to me. But I don't know, maybe I'm just not a seafood type of guy. I remember getting Long John Silver's way back in the day and tolerate the fish, but I was more into the chicken. I like the shrimp. I will say I like their shrimp. And the french fries are really good. Like the chicken and french fries of Long John Silver's, love those. I would eat, if I had the chance, I would eat those all the time. The chicken and fish. I love like the breading, the crumbs. To me, it's delicious. Like the way it's fried. De Niro's doing a good job because you see in his eyes that he hates lying to this guy. And the only reason he comes in is because he believes in De Niro's character. Trusts him. And Hoffa doesn't realize. I didn't like the audience knows what's going to happen. It was just the anticipation of it. Yeah, I just feel the sadness going through De Niro's face. Just pouring out his. This is what he's going to do. Right in the back. Damn. And leave the gun right there? I don't understand that. Why leave the gun there? And wouldn't it have his fingerprints on it? Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, is it his fingerprints on it, but he leaves the gun there on the body? I don't understand that. All the other guns he threw away. And wouldn't people wondering why didn't the person take the gun with them? Yeah, I don't understand that decision. If you do, feel free to explain to me. But I don't understand that decision. Surprised by how quick it was, but there you go. Just sort of, just how it is. It's bad. They're driving back. There's 41 minutes left. It's crazy. This is Ray Romano. So his daughter, it's his daughter they're giving away for this wedding? As the father gives the bride, that type of stuff. Or is he getting married? Also, he is getting married. Okay. Ray Romano's character. Well, there you go. Yeah, I didn't know Ray Romano was in this, and he has such a prominent part, but that's pretty cool. Sometimes in scenes, it seems like there's something with Robert De Niro's eyes. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's he put like contacts or the digital. I don't know what it is. Just sometimes with Robert De Niro's eyes, there's something. I can't put my finger on it. And there's Anna Paquin again. Oh, that's true. Hoffa did disappear, so that's why he left the gun. Leave the gun there, we'll take care and hide it. That's why. I forget Hoffa, yeah, disappeared. That's why. Took me like 10 minutes to figure that out, but I just like, hey, I guess he was told, leave the gun there, we'll take care of the body, and then his body was never found. Same with all that. Yeah, Anna Paquin knows. She knows something's up. She knows. Because of all the stuff she's seen, the money given to her by Joe Pesci, him leaving at night, she definitely knows. Compared to the rest of the family. Hmm. So 1975, that day, she stopped talking to him. Because she knew. She figured it out. She figured it out. You see how he's like almost ready to break down because he hated that he had to do it. You tell he did not want to talk to her as well. Definitely a sense of guilt as well. That's why he's closing his eyes too, because like almost doesn't want to look at anything, just almost like block it out type of thing. But yeah, that's why he left the gun. Hoffa's there's the gun and body never to be seen since. What is that? Cardboard? Like a cardboard coffin? Incinerator. Well, that could very well be. It was no more complicated than that. Everybody took the fifth. Yeah, I think that guy that got strangled, he was in Men of War with Dolph Lundgren. I think that was the same guy. So now, with all the shit hitting the fan, they're wondering who's talking and who's not. Is this where he is shot? What was it? Is he the one that got shot 8 times or what? Damn. That person's like, what the hell? Ew. So now he's pretty much going through what everybody's everybody taking the fall, so to speak. Now he's saying all these names, but I can't remember like whose name is who. So that's why I mean sometimes it's hard to differentiate with who did who and who did what. Conspiracy to kill a witness. Says Joe Pesci getting arrested, and John Waits to Shoot Us is playing. Murder, attempted murder, intimidation, embezzlement, and arson. Odysee can't get him for the major crimes, get him for the lesser crimes, but they'll still get prison time. So it'll be better than nothing. Oh, you got this car? It must have been a bribe, so we'll get him in on that. 18 years, wow. I hear the aging gangsters just falling apart and dying in prison. I guess in retrospect, if they knew this was going to happen, maybe they just let Hoffa do what he wanted to do and leave him alone. Makes you wonder if it was worth it. Yeah, definitely. Oh, look at the white hair. Just because his teeth, he can't even eat the damn bread. Well, there you go. Now Pesci saying I never wanted to go that far. Because it makes you wonder if it was all worth it. This is how it ends. You go to prison, you dissipate and deteriorate. Your family wants nothing to do with you. Did they show what happened to Harvey Keitel's character? Don't think they did. Went to church, went to the prison hospital. Went into the graveyard, yep. Said before, what would be the last time you see a grave site here? Dressa Darwin still wants nothing to do with him. Because she knows what he did with Jimmy Hoffa. I mean, did the movie show like she was close with? I guess maybe it doesn't matter. I don't. Does it? If it based on real life, what's true, what's not true, what's embellished? That's always the question you get into when you see these type of stories. Because I'm thinking more in movie terms, like scenes of Pacino being friendly with Anna Paquin's character, and they have like a bond and a friendship, and so that's what makes you even more mad of what's going on. Yeah, I guess this is sort of the quiet dissipation of this person. Alone, no family, having to take all these pills. Obviously, we know he goes to a retirement home, so he's not going to be here for too long. So now he's mixing all the pills up. Probably falls here. Which is why he needs to get to retirement home. Man. Yeah, he can barely stand up. Damn. There's a retirement home. Okay, we're watching a bit of ABC here. Sony. On your Sony TV. I wonder where he's going here. Oh, is this like his daughter works here? And she's not gonna want anything to do with him. Yep, that's the case. Closed. Goodbye. Okay, so definitely wants jazz shit to do with him. I did say read somewhere that the original cut of this movie was like over 4 hours long. Which how makes me wonder what the hell they cut out. I mean, we didn't really concentrate much on his kids to really make this effective. That's the thing, is that once in a while you see a kid staring at him, that he goes out in the middle of the night or gets some money during Christmas or birthday, whatever, but there wasn't a whole lot of discussion, dissertations between him and the kids. That's why this just feels meh. Doesn't feel as impactful as maybe it's trying to be. At least for me. Same with, if like Paquin, of course, is upset with the events, but maybe also of so now he's picking out his own coffin. Damn. And who is this guy? Like, who is this guy that's bringing him all around? Now supposed to the city. Like, who is this guy? Did he work at a retirement home? Where did he meet him? We've never seen him before. I guess his whole point is just a guy realizing his mortality. It's literally like picking out his coffin, picking out where he's going to be buried, put, whatever you want to put it, his mausoleum. And did they ever show what happened to Ray Romano's character later on? Oh, the attorney is dead. Okay. Cancer. Well, that answered my question. Everybody's dead. So these feds are going, well, everybody else is dead except you and Hoffa's family. Imagine never knowing and who you're protecting. Can I help you or won't help you? No, I can't help you. Now it's him talking to a priest. I get where this is going, but this is going on for way too long, man. It's going on for way too long. We get the hint, we get the point. This is way too overlong. The whole thing just dissipates. It just dissipates with what's going on, man. You're like, Jesus Christ, man. Get to the point, get to the ending. Yeah, I don't think it needs to be this damn long, for crying out loud. Ridiculous now. Like, we get it. We get it. They saw this priest is going on for too long, and This idea was trying to do to show his regrets, as in his history, the life he's led. It's supposed to be the certain sense of sadness. Can't really say I feel bad for the character because he kind of brought it on his own decisions. Four daughters. It's true, there's a lot of people that don't know who Jimmy Hoffa is, and if they do, they just know that he disappeared. Like, that has become bigger than his what he did in life was his disappearance. Oh, he's going to go into his deathbed now. I know, just another prayer bit. Nice transition. Like, you're from pretty much day to night, and like the camera turns, and now the hallway's almost empty, and now we're in this situation. That's a pretty decent edit. Transition, I should say. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Why not? Why not? Don't shut the door all the way, but nobody else is coming through. I'm sure there's a bit significance as to keeping the door open. I don't know what that significance was, but there's the end there. I'll tell you one thing, that ending really kind of killed the movie for me. At the end of the day, again, do I think this is a bad film? No. But the acting is fairly good, especially Al Pacino and Joe Pesci. De Niro did fine. The direction of the film, there's some decent moments, transitions. I mentioned the part where the lady thinks her car's going to get blown up, but it doesn't, and then she's relieved. The choice of using no music, and the whole build up to Hoffa's death, killing, assassination, however you want to put it. It was the Ray Romano. Nice to see him in a bit of a different type of role, in this type of movie. So there's of course decent filmmaking. There's Scorsese doing it, but man, the pacing, the length. I do not think this needed to be 3.5 hours long. I don't think you like even the other lengthier films. They felt like they went at a more of a better pace. And there's so many characters and names being thrown about that I'm trying to keep track of. Oh, well, that's this character, and his is that's this character. The daughter, the kids, they make it prevalent at the end, but I didn't realize he had 4 daughters. Like, we have one there, and then you have the second born. The third and fourth are kind of just appear. And a Paquin, if I don't know if, uh, like, her specifically being so against her dad, maybe because she figured it out while the others didn't. Maybe there was a certain closeness that we saw him to the girl that would have been nice to see. Her Keitel, I don't even know what happened to him. What happened to that character? But Pacino, he definitely stepped it up a bit. I do appreciate that. Why, just to be fair with the kid thing, there was the bit where when they're first meeting Hoffa, and Hoffa's being friendly with her on the golf course, giving her ice cream. But it was just so brief and it wasn't that consistent that's why I kind of lost track of it. Like, there was a consistent thing we saw throughout the picture. But again, really just that one or so scene, and then to the point I almost forgot about it. In fact, yeah, I'm reminded of it. It's about 54 or so minutes in. But yeah, Al Pacino, I definitely thought stole the show. De Niro was okay, but I mean, just De Niro being De Niro. Which is not a bad thing, but I mean, just not bad. Certain little moments of emotion when before he has to kill Hoffa. On that, kind of typical De Niro form. I'll say this: I'll never watch the film again. I saw it once. Didn't hate the film, but man, there were parts there I thought was kind of boring. I don't think it touches Goodfellas or Casino or Wolf of Wall Street. I definitely don't think it touches Taxi Driver or After Hours. But yeah. With that said, not a bad film though. Not a bad film. But very overlong, and I don't see any repeated viewings for this. If it does for you, cool. For me, no. But I'm glad I saw him once. Being a Pacino fan, liking De Niro, great to see Joe Pesci, which will probably be the last role he ever does, because I think he went back into retirement, so I don't think he's going to work again. So at least to be able to see that, that's cool. Again, Al Pacino, who knows Pacini? Pesci and Pacino, I put them together. Pacino and Pesci, to see them, that was great to see. So, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.